Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Welcome to our Tuesday empowerment training. This is Kim Hui coming to you live from Diamond Bar, California. Um, I just returned from our event in Hong Kong, and as I was watching that little collage, a little recap of what took place in Hong Kong, it's quite mesmerizing. In that, who would have thought a little before a year ago that we had embarked on this journey of building a global community. And certainly a year later, we're beginning, that is coming to form and that's coming to shape. And having the opportunity to travel the world and meeting entrepreneurs from all over, it is really enriching in my life, enriching my own lives and witnessing and watching people's growth. So I want to welcome you on our Empowerment Tuesday. Tonight's topic is about your toolbox for success. Now, when we talk about success, success means different things to different people. To some people, it's gaining financial independence. To some people, it's making impact in other people's lives while making a change in our own lives. And so, and this is, after spending about 32 years in this industry, it continued to fascinate me in the human psychology, in the dynamics of how people view success or what they view, what they think, what it takes to become successful. And what I mean by that is, let's take a look at, most professions, right? I mean, you think about any trade, or college. Think about college, right? So as we go into university, we go into college, it requires us to attend most of universities 4 years of college. And then you go out there and you get a job and you build up your portfolio and you interview for a job. And so it takes 4 years to get educated and then to go build your career. Or even in the military, right? I mean, anything, it requires training. In military, what do? You get training after training after training to stay fit, to form different things in your mindsets, right? And so, and skill sets. So the things that it requires, or even any profession, I don't know, a hairstylist. A hairstylist have to have their own tool sets to go out there and build clienteles and to build their skill sets to serve their clients. And so, but when it comes to entrepreneurship, it to me, especially in the space that we're in my opinion, is really most misunderstood. A lot of people coming into this space and go, you know what, I'm coming, I'm going to be rich, I'm going to be successful, without having to fully dive into what it really takes to become successful in business. It doesn't matter. In any conventional business, you own a restaurant, you own a spa, whatever that might be. It requires effort. It requires time. So what I like to do in the next 30 minutes is to talk about the toolbox that we need to build success. Okay. And so the number one thing, and in my opinion, the last spending 30 years, I would say that there's really three pillars, three sets of pillars to build our successes. Okay. And pillar number one is our mindsets. And where do we get our mindsets from? Like a mindset towards what? Mindsets towards life, mindsets toward business, mindsets toward building your dream, mindsets towards building your business. So where do most people get their mindsets? I don't know, maybe instilled from our family tradition, maybe instilled and trained by all this, education and society and whatnot. And so those mindsets sometimes serve us, sometimes it doesn't. And so, when you engage in this platform, I want to take a little time to really work on the mindset. And that mindset is, there are times, because of traditional programming or because of whatever, there are times we have to really to hit the reset button. Whatever programming, whatever conditioning that no longer serve us, we need to press a reset button. We need to unlearn some of the things that we were taught, and we need to relearn in a new space, in a time and space we're living in right now. So mindset is something that, you learn from watching, relearning from people, leaders, or a business builder that have had success in this space, to learn some of the things that they have to share. So when you're building in this platform, or any platform for that matter, we got to be willing to invest time into learning and relearning. It's not like, hey, come in, I get a package, I'm going to be rich. No, 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 no. There are things that we have to do to build the abundance that whatever your dream might be to achieve that. So mindset, right? So mindset, it spells out mind. It has to do with our mind, things that we see, things that we observe, things that we watch. So this is the mindset. So what is your mindset about success? What is your mindset about life? What's your mindset about business? And so having the right perception, the mindset of what it is, it's very important. Like I said earlier, people have to go through 4 years of college and every day they go to school, right? And they have to buy books. They have to, maybe sometimes spend endless night studying. So these are things that people have to do to invest into their career or into whatever they want to groom themselves in a profession they want to be in. Now, interestingly, when it comes to this platform, a lot of people would say, what? I don't need to watch, videos, or I don't need to watch training. You are not that because you're watching it right now. And so it's important for us to, and especially in the time and day that we're living in right now, it's, whatever paradigm, whatever belief system, whatever stuff that no longer serve you, let it go and relearn. Okay. And so that's mindset, has to do with things that we watch, things that we observe, things that we consciously, hopefully, that you choose to participate, right? So mindsets, those number one sets, right? The pillar. Number two sets is skill sets. Okay. So in this business, just like any profession, we got to work on acquiring the skill sets to become successful. So the skill sets, in my opinion, it's not only from what we watch. Skill sets can be acquired through experience, it's part of the journey that we participate. Skill set has to do with action. You could be like studying all day long, watching stuff all day long, and you could be a walking and talking encyclopedia. But without actually taking action and doing the work, we can't build skill sets. Skill set it's like getting involved, getting engaged, working it, taking action. Through experiential journey, that's how you gain skill sets. For example, can you learn how to swim by just reading a book? No, you can't. I mean, you can learn the basics of it, right? The mindset of it, right? The perception of how to swim. But until you jump into the water, until, the water is higher, taller than you, until you learn how to move, you can't swim. And so same thing with riding a bicycle. You could read a book about, some of the tricks about how to move and ride a bicycle. But if you do not get in the bike, you do not start pedaling, you can't gain skill sets. So same thing with this business. You got to be willing to come in, jump in, and do the work. And sometimes when people are talking to people and they get a little rejection, they go, oh, this is not for me. No, 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 no. By doing so, you are learning and gaining skill sets of what not to say or how to pivot, learn how to get better at certain things. So that's a second pillar. It's a skill sets. And the so is it important to gain skill set? Absolutely. We can sit here and watch video or read books and listen to talks and go into workshop after workshop. But if we do not take action, we can't gain skill set. Okay. So having said that, it's important that we take action to learn some of the skill sets about this space. And number three, it's very important. It's our tool sets. So what kind of tools do you have in your business? And so today, because of this talk, I actually had to go to different homes and to get my toolbox. I thought I had a power tool, but I'm still trying to find one. But anyway, so the last thing is toolbox, right? So what is your toolbox for your business? Like toolbox, right? Like my little toolkit, okay? So because you have no idea, what you face in the business and this thing called life, right? Because the business we're in, to me, it's a lifestyle. It's a life business. And so, we got to build different tools for us to be successful. Like if I'm trying to screw something in a screw, if I use I don't know, voila, a hammer, it's not going to work. So we have to learn what kind and build what kind of toolbox that we have. So you can tell how professional I am with my little toolbox, right? And so, and you gotta have the right tools. So I came to my home and I got to, so you know what? You gotta have acquire different skill sets because you have no idea what kind of nuts job that we have to do. Okay. So different skill sets, no pun intended. So anyway, now, so what are some of the tools that we learn to acquire? Okay. Now the tools that we have as events, media, videos, digital document. I mean, all this stuff to go support your business. Those are tools that you can leverage. Again, different strokes for different folks. Some people are really detail driven. Some people are really want to like study the PDR. They want to study the information on the what you call the clinical studies. And some people are more like detail focused. So those are different kind of tools that you would serve them with, right? But some people I want to say, what kind of community you guys are building? What's your cause? Why are you doing that? So that will require different kind of skill sets. I mean, different tool sets to help serve the client. So you have so we got to learn as we go to learn what's available in our library or in our stock of tool sets, right? And so in your toolbox. So besides on media, on a PDF format, on our websites, all those are part of the tools that we have on YouTube and social media. What those are some of the tools. Now, what other tools do we have? Events. We have local events, regional event, or this what we just finished in Hong Kong, the launch event in Hong Kong. That's an incredible tool that you can use to leverage and build your business. You don't have to be in Hong Kong. But you know what? If you know contacts in Hong Kong, you do your little tee-up job, and then you promote the event and you send them over there. So these are some of the basic tool sets, the tools that you have in building and driving and thriving in your business. And so besides those, what are some of the tools that you have? So we have, besides video training and all these different tools, what we do have is now sometimes, we need this regular tool stuff to do the job. But there are times we have power tools. Now, I was looking everywhere in my house for a power drill, but instead I didn't find a power drill. I found a power massager, okay? So imagine this to be a power tool. So obviously there are times that you can actually, hammer a nail. Well, not with this one, not a rubber nail, but a rubber hammer. But, with a real hammer, you can hammer a nail in. But there are times if you have a power drill, it will hammer the nail faster. So what are some of those power tools? Well, that's what we have. The company have launched an event pack. We have these event promotions, either be it founders pack, be it this event pack. Make sure you sit down with your leader, your sponsor, and says, explain to me, what are these event packs? How is this going to benefit my business? In my opinion, these event packs are leverage that it gives you power, a boost to kind of boom, boom, boom. You will nail the nails much faster than if you do hammer one at a time. Okay. So these are called the power tools. So having the right toolbox is important. Number one, we talk about so the tools are events and whatnot. And the other thing very important is besides the event packs, these are power drills. But there's three very basic tools that I encourage every single one of you. If you're going to be serious about this business, I encourage every single one of you to develop this tool. And that's your stories. And they're basically in your basic toolbox that all of us got to have. There's three types of stories. Okay. Number one, it's your story. What's your story? Why are you doing this? We often talk about what's your why. What exactly does that mean? What's your why? Why are you, amongst many things in this world, a profession, job, business, why did you choose to do this? Why did you choose to be a part of three? Because I want you to think about this. You, me, many other people are part of this platform called three. What makes it so unique? It's not three. What makes it so unique is the collective of all of our individual stories, our background, where we came from, and why we came together to form this global community to collaborate, to support, and uplift one another. Three is just a platform for us to do that. And so, but what is your story? Why did you choose three? Because it is when people join, they didn't join three. They didn't know what three was. Or what three is. They joined because they joined you. They want to be a part of something. They don't know who three is. They don't know who Daniel. I mean, maybe some people do. Daniel might be famous. Maybe they don't know Daniel. They don't know who Kim Hui is. Why should they listen to this woman? So, but people join because they join you. So you got to develop your story. Why are you doing this? And as if you really hone in developing your story, really quick, no long drawn story. Why? I mean, your background, right? Because people can relate to, because look, if we have a hairstylist, if we have a engineer, we have a mechanic, we have a lawyer, we have a scientist, we have all walks of life, all sharing why they're all coming together, then we are able to show the breadth of what this collective is. Wow, we got different people from all walks of life coming together for this platform. So work on your story, your why. And your story shouldn't be long. It should be like 1 to 2 or 3, max 3 minutes. What's your story? Why are you doing this? So because that is the fundamental tools in your toolbox. Okay, like, in the toolbox, fundamental would be like, I don't know, hammer, right? A screwdriver, right? A ruler, a leveler, whatever. So these are the basic fundamental things. So number one, fundamental story. There's 3 stories, right? Number 1, it's your story. What's your story? Why are you doing this? Because through your story, you're able to influence other people. If people say, well, I don't know about this, I'm not, whatever. You say, you know what? I get you. I know what you're talking about because I am too. Look at me. I'm a professional. I'm a CPA. I'm a whatever profession you're in. Why would I get involved? Because I got involved because ... Okay. So your story. The number 2, product story. Okay. The AI goes again with the balloons. So product story, how could you promote something when you're not on the product, right? So get on the product. Look at collagen, it's working. So get on the product. So you be the example of your product story. Okay. I mean, look, I've been traveling nonstop. I just settled down, I think yesterday in LA, and you know, vitality, right? Vitalite. So, and eternal. So be a product story. So second thing, product story. And by the way, and number three would be your check story, your success story. Now, not everybody resonates with check, but most people do, because, people come looking at this as a business. So if they say, hey, you know what, you said this is a business platform. How much money have you made in this business? And so obviously there's no income claim in whatsoever, but you know what, they say, you know what, I'm doing this in X number of times, but you know what, I'm gaining traction. I'm building a business. So having a little success story helps in your journey. Now, how do you go about building these stories? It's by walking the journey, doing the work. Okay. So because, like the product story. Now, besides some people go, well, you know what? I'm getting great results because of whatever. Some people say, I'm pretty healthy and I do feel a difference, but it's not like some really amazing magical story. How do you get more of those stories? It's by attending events. If you have people that are not willing to look at the Zoom calls or not willing to participate, they may as well be a consumer. We love them. We want them to be healthy, but if they don't want to build a business, no harm done. Be a consumer. But if you're going to really want to engage, we're talking about, some people talking about this $1 billion project or whatever project that is. How could someone have success without investing time and effort doing the work? Right? So you learn about these stories by attending events, either offline, meaning live events in regional, national, or whatever, or you watch these Zoom calls, right? Online events. Every Monday and every Thursday, we have this global calls. And typically we have testimonials. And so by you attending event, meeting people, meeting the global community of 3, you get to build your toolbox. Okay. So I always say this is really cool. I love this gadget. And you know what? I really am proud of myself. I'm driving all over trying to find my toolbox. Okay. So now as you go to events, as you meet people, you do online Zoom. Let's just say that you heard a story that's really amazing. You pick that story up, you put in your toolbox. Like it's like your marble bag, right? You collect marbles, and you talk to other people, you interact with other people, and you collect stories. And you have no idea when those marble will be a tool for you to build your business. Let's just say that you run into someone who's an engineer, you run into someone who's, I don't know, hairstylist or whatever. And and they're telling you the situation. So you know what? I remember I talked to an event. I heard about this. Boom, you give them that tool. So it's about building your toolboxes. Now, so these are the basic, voila, essential tools. You got to have your essential tools. So your three basic essential tools are those three stories, right? Your own story. Why are you doing this? Second, your product story. Three is your check story. Okay. So it's very important that you build these basic essential tools. Now, once in a while, the company, obviously people say, well, if these power tools are so good, why don't you do it all the time? Well, as a business, no company are able to sustain to always constantly having these power tools out there. But right now, the company have the power tools because we're launching an event in Hong Kong. And so the company have a worldwide power tool that's going on. So if you really are going to learn about building this business, really get together with your sponsor or someone in your leaders in your group leadership and learn about these event packs. These event packs are designed to propel and to launch your business. Now it's you know what, if you don't build the business, then don't bother. But some people say, hey, you know what? I don't know if I'm going to build a business, but I want to have it ready because these power tools, these event packs, they don't expire. They have no expiration on these points. So talk to the person that put you on this call, and they're going to share that with you. So these event promotions, the points don't expire. And to me, it's like, it's not even an investment because I get the product. If you use the product, the promotions, the event, the leverage is just the side benefits. And so having said that, these toolboxes that we gotta get good and building. And oftentimes it doesn't matter where I go around the world. The biggest misnomer is, people say, wow, you know what? I see an opportunity, I'm gonna be rich. Well, before you can be rich, you got to do those three sets thing, right? Right? Our mindsets, right? Our mindsets, our skill sets, and our tool sets. These are fundamental ingredients for success. And so, and part of the tool sets, the essential for the tool sets, the basic tool sets will be your stories, right? Your story, why you're doing it, your product story, and your check story. And the power tool that comes in, which is going to go away. The promotion is going to end March 31st. These event packs. So I would suggest you get it now. Some people go, they want to procrastinate. They go, oh, I got 2 more weeks to do it. Yeah, let me explain to you why. These power drill, these power tool, do you want to use the tools now when the right time comes? Yes, because if you get the power tools, you're going to go to work, number one. Number two, the people on your team, the people you're going to sponsor, if you start going to work and you have the power tool and they come in now, they will have the opportunity to also get the power tool. But if you get it towards the end and you start working towards the end, guess what? Why would anybody want to procrastinate their success? So this is something that I decided today. I said, you know what? I think it's time because, it doesn't matter where I go around. There's a common thread. There's a common thing about the misunderstanding of what it takes. Many people wanted to have the success, live the abundance that I'm blessed to build. And, when I say I built, we built, we travel around the world. There are times in our lives that we had to put in. And I want you to think about this. It doesn't matter if it's your hairstylist. I happen to have a haircut today, so I kept talking about hairstylist. I want you to think about this. How many years does a hairstylist take to build their clientele? Let's say you're new. You just graduate from beauty school, beauty college, and you go out and cut hair. Well, it's going to take you some time to build up your clientele. But why is it when they come on this platform, after a few rejections or after a few, they might not understand what you're doing, and they might have some people are positive, some people might not have a positive response about what you're doing. And then people go, you know what? And then they are like, oh, this is it. This is not for me. Why? If you're a hairstylist, you invested thousands of dollars in your tools, in education, in learning how to cut hair. Well, what are you going to do? After a few clients don't like you, you continue to build. If you're a realtor, after showing a few homes, people like the home, but they don't qualify to buy the home. Are you going to quit? No. Why? Because you invested money. And so the way I look at it, because, with this particular platform, the investment is so low, a couple of $1,000s maximum. People will call it quits when they don't get they want. But, so for me, it's this. I said that I want to keep in 30 minutes and I want to upkeep my promise. And that is, if you want to become successful, work on those 3 sets: your mindset, your skill sets, and your tool sets, right? And then, very important, once you got those 3 sets, it takes time and efforts. Like anything else. I want you to look at your career, whatever you're doing. I don't know, you're a doctor, you're a scientist, whatever you are. How many years did it take for you to build the successes that you have? How many years did it take you? Are you willing to invest a couple of years of your time in building something meaningful and impactful? And so I can tell you this, I've said it many, 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 many times. The toughest thing in our business, it's the inner work. It's right between your 2 ears, because that's the toughest work. The rest is just, and the biggest growing comes from it. Are you willing to do the work? We sometimes, and I will close with this. Sometimes deep within us, we know what it takes. But somehow something hasn't kicked in. And I want to share something kind of like personal with you. Today, I went to my chiropractor, and my chiropractor is a younger guy, really buffed. And he goes, Kim, what have you done to your body? You're all locked up. And he says, Kim, have you been doing your stretches? Have you been doing your yoga? Have you been doing your Pilates? I said, I wish I could say yes, but I have not. And he was really like, he doesn't really get it. He's a younger guy. He's like, why not? It's your body. And I said, I reflected on that. It is so true. My body knows when I go to the gym, when I go work out, when I stretch, when I do exercise, I feel better. But why don't I do it? Why haven't I kicked that in? I can blame it by I'm busy. I'm da-da-da-da-da-da-da. There's so much work to do. But why didn't I do it? So I'm putting it out there. I'm going to get back in shape. I'm going to go back in and I'm going to get my body, my wellness in tune. Okay. And so when it's important to you, I hope that you take time. Oftentimes we know that we got to do it, but because of living, we get off track. And so I hope that you take time to get on the product, use the product, build your product story, work on your own wellness, and go out there and make an impact. Because what 3 is truly a business platform with amazing tools. Our product is part of the tools, right? To work on our body's vitality, right? And also a business platform to offer hope and build a global community to make an impact. So if those of you that are new, welcome on board, and really talk to the sponsor that brought you here and say, you know what? Talk to me about this event pack. Talk to me about this power tools. I really want to build my power tool. I really want to leverage my business and leverage the tools to thrive my business. These power tools will propel your business, but we still got to go back to basic and build those stories I just shared with you. Those are 3 stories. So, I hope the last 30 minutes has been helpful to you. I did put a lot of thoughts and say, how can I make an impact? What can I do? What kind of example I could take from life, from living, to offer that? And so I thought of the toolbox, and I'm working on building my toolbox, a bigger, stronger toolbox in building homes. So with that, thank you so much. And you guys have an incredible day. go out there and make a difference. Go out there and make a difference in this world, and share your dream and share your hope. So with that, thank you so very much. Looking forward to see you guys soon. Get those power packs.